Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. As I said in the previous video, I was hoping to get some progress done on the Buggy sometime soon. It is in the workshop now. We do have a lot of bits here. Today's plan of action is we're going to try and get the engine and the gearbox mounted. They're not meant to fit, but we any luck, today they will. So yeah, gearbox wise, I have stated in the previous video, for some of you who haven't seen, I will say it again. Gearbox is from a Porsche Boxster. It don't fit, but our plans are it will. Reason I've thought of Porsche Boxster, I basically sat down and thought I need a rear wheel drive car that's got the engine behind the seats, rear wheel drive only. First thing that come to mind was Porsche. I've gone for Boxster opposed to 911 or other Porsches being the engines behind the seats instead of behind the box. If I was to use a box art, let's say a 911, if I was to fit it in this Buggy other way around, it'd go backwards. Where did we start?
Well, we're going to try and make that fit in there, aren't we?
Grab that, I got a bad back. Over to engine.
Over to engine. Right.
So yeah, plan of action is, for them that haven't already seen, this is a K20 A2 engine out of an EP3 Civic. Wasner pistons, Manley rods, ARP mains, big ends and head studs, aftermarket valve springs. That's about it really, innit? Our baffled sump. As you can see, we've actually fitted the sump. That's the sump I've put the turbo return in. I'm sure it'd have been much easier just to walk around there with camera, wouldn't it, boss?
Well, no, because there's a car in the way.
That bit, as you can see, gearbox is a little bit scabby. Gearbox wants going for aqua blasting. But as you can see, that's his idea, that's his plan. That on there like that should work, shouldn't it, boss? That's just a mock-up.
Yeah, it should. I don't see why not.
You sure?
Well, it don't fit, but we'll make it fit, don't we?
Although the gearbox bell housing doesn't fit the block, being Porsche and Honda, two completely different makes, it's just a case of, as long as you've got the input shaft in the centre of the crank, it will work. Clutch and flywheel, I will get to that. As you can see, none of these bolts line up. Both patterns are completely different. So what we are doing is running a conversion plate, pretty much what I did with the Lamborghini. It's a case of 20mm chunk of aluminium, two patterns in there. One that will bolt to the Honda block and then threaded to bolt the Porsche gearbox to that. It is actually 20mm deep, pretty much like this. This is made of wood, again, same as exactly the same process as the Lamborghini, made out of wood. The reason we do make it out of wood is because, being this is the third one we've done, keep doing alterations till we get it right where we want it. A block of aluminium, 20mm thick, that big, as you can imagine, it's not the cheapest, so cost effective way, make one out of wood. When we know that's perfect, it's a case of put it into the machine, first time perfect. So now we're happy with that, we know that one fits. We any luck, that one will. Proper jobby that. Again, thanks to Luke, some boy. We haven't test fitted that yet, but the wooden one fits, so we have no doubt that this one will. It's actually 19mm thick. Reason being 19 is because we could buy the aluminium in 20mm. So we bought a 20 and then faced it both sides to make sure it was perfectly flat, coming out at 19mm. So yeah, that bit there basically fits on there like that, and that'll bolt on like that. Would you have it? They all line up, eh? And then that will fit on that dowel and on that dowel, like that. I've got a bit of trimming out to do here for the Honda starter motor. Honda actually the bolts to the block, not the bell housing. So yeah, a little bit of trimming out there. Clutch and flywheel, I haven't crossed that bridge yet, but again, pretty much what we did with the Lamborghini. Lamborghini, we actually used Lamborghini clutch and flywheel. It wasn't a dual mass flywheel, with it being a Gallardo. It's an older era, sort of before dual mass has come into play. With the Porsche is actually dual mass. We don't want a dual mass setup on this. Our plan is automatic ring gear for starting purposes, with the starter motor fit into the block, automatic ring gear, and with this being 19mm, usually, rule of thumb, flywheel face, when it's built with the clutch in on the input shaft, is usually, rule of thumb, not saying it's like this with everyone, but is level with the face of the bell housing where it fits the block. Pretty much like Honda. If you was to put a straight edge across there now, from that mounting face to the crank mounting face for the flywheel, again, level. So we know we've got 19mm in there, clearance, to make an adapter. Pretty much how we're going to do it is, like I say, ring gear, automatic ring gear, don't weigh anything, for starting purposes only. Then we're going to have, obviously this is just a wheel spacer, it's just same principle. Basically we're going to have a PCD adapter. This is actually 5B120 to 5B120, but we're going to go Honda, so we can bolt the PCD adapter on, and then the other side we're going to have the PCD for whatever flywheel we're using. In this case it's not going to be the Porsche flywheel because we don't want the dual mass. But from doing a little bit of research on the net, Porsche being German, Volkswagen, it's all same, Porsche Group, Volkswagen, we're going to use a Mark III Golf VR6 flywheel, clutch and drive plate, because it's actually the same spline input shaft. So we're going to use a full Golf VR6 clutch, flywheel and drive plate, pressure plate onto the PCD adapter. Some people are probably thinking that not be balanced. We are going to have the flywheel neutrally balanced. I am going to buy an aftermarket VR6 flywheel. I'm going to get one as light as I can so the rotating mass isn't massive. But yeah, that's where that's another bridge to cross. What's going shh, shh. So yeah, that would just that's a bit irrelevant for this, but it's just a case of, so you can see, you see the idea of what we're doing. So yeah, that one of them with the two PCDs in, one being Honda that'll bolt into the crank, sandwiching the flex plate from an automatic car, probably a Honda CR-V, because they actually use this block or very similar block. So it'll be a Honda CR-V flex plate, ring gear for starting purposes only, and then obviously the lightened VR6 clutch and flywheel setup will bolt to that, or to that adapter we are making. We haven't done it yet, that's another bridge to cross, but as we stand, we've done the plate so we can get engine and gearbox married and in and on some sort of mounts that we're yet to fabricate. At the minute, I mean, we're just test fitting the plate. I've not sorted any bolts or fasteners out for it yet. At the minute, I'm just gonna, this is just a random nut and bolt drawer. I'm gonna find all the right bolts just to bolt it together so we can get the engine in, but I will at some point write down, we need, I don't know, let's say 5 M10 by 40mm long and 4 M12s at 25mm long. But at the minute, yeah, I'm just trying to find some standard pitch M12 bolts. But how many do we need for engine?
6? Just put 3 in it.
3 will do for now, won't it? What, is it standard pitch that or not?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not. Hondas are a fine thread. They're Hondas. Good difference, look.
So that's 1.5.
Yeah.
And that's 1.25. Am I right?
Well, I'd say that's a bit.
1 mil, maybe.
No. That one's scrap. I reckon it looks like you've gone that in, done it, ugga-dugged it.
Yeah.
Can you cut me 10 mil off top of them?
10 mil.
Yeah.
Gear to go. Yeah?
Yeah. Shorten them by 10 mil. I say!
Yeah?
We're forgetting about that. I don't want it orange. Cover it up or fire sparks another way.
I'll try and do it a different way, yeah?
Or stand in front at sparks or something. Got your safety squinters on?
Yeah.
Sorted. What haven't you done there?
What?
What haven't you done?
What?
What hadn't you done before cutting it?
Measured?
Well, did you measure it?
No.
Well, that's one thing you hadn't done. What else hadn't you done before cutting it?
I don't know.
Do you know what that's for?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but don't worry, I've got that already sorted, mate. See that? That's because I went round with disc and feathered it. You can do it that way, or you can do it professional. Which is
What professional way of using that for a
I don't know,
start,
but that's not the same thread pitch, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Right, this is what he meant. But we're professionals.
Proper jobby.
Proper jobbies.
So what Bars didn't tell you, but I'll just quickly run you through it, is if you're going to cut a bolt down, wind a nut on it first. So then if there's any damaged thread where you've cut through it or cut halfway through a thread, as you wind it off, it clears it up. Because if you weren't to wind that on, and then that thread was slightly damaged on end after the cut, if you were to wind it into the aluminium spacer, the aluminium being so soft, you'll wind it in and just kill the thread in the spacer. Whenever you're winding a steel bolt into an aluminium thread, it's easily damaged, so it's best to wind a nut on first so you know the thread's good. No, don't fit.
Too thick.
Yeah, too thick. So you haven't done a bad guess cut there, Bars.
Have I not?
No, it's not bad.
I'm pretty good with these millimetres now.
Pretty good at guesswork, he says. That one not quite so good though, Bars. A little bit long, that. Couple more thread off end of that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be dangerous. It really is. I can imagine it now.
Pulling skids.
Huh?
We're going to have some fiddlers in there.
It feels very unsafe.
Do you know what a fiddler is?
Grabber?
No, has a handrail in it.
What's a fiddler then?
Basically, we're gonna have a bar.
Dual steering.
No balls. We're gonna have a bar on here on a platform.
Yeah.
Again, this buggy, we're aiming for 500 wheel horsepower, 500 to 600. So she will go well, not she?
She's gonna pull some skids and wheelies.
Yeah. So ADHD. We're gonna come out there on a hoop, and on here we're gonna have some fiddlers.
Fiddlers? I don't know what they are.
So basically, it's 2 hydraulic pots in back of there that run singularly to rear calipers.
Right.
Do you know what I mean yet?
Some kind of brakes, calipers.
Yeah. So basically, when it wheelies, passenger, a fiddler brake is basically if you start drifting when it's wheeling. If it starts drifting over one way, you can pull brake on one caliper to level it. So while I'm trying to steer it but not steer it, pedaling it,
I can control the angle.
Yeah. So when it wheelies, if it starts drifting over to the curb,
I'll pull to the left.
That's the one, balls.
Bring it back, but steady.
Yeah.
Can you do it so it don't lock up?
Not lock up. What
it kind of just touches.
Listen, that little master there ain't locking 500 horsepower up, is it?
But what I'm saying is, it'll slowly just kind of.
Well, you only need a little bit, yeah.
I'm not going to pull it in. It's going to be like an hydro where it's.
No. Well, 500 horsepower car, Skyline, flat strap on power. You pull on handbrake, what's it going to do? It's not locking wheels up, is it?
Depends what kind of brake. Well, yeah, on a normal brake setup now.
Oh, is it going to fit this or what, boss?
Should do.
Should do, he says. Right.
So what we're saying then? Need a lift with it, or is it just?
No, shouldn't. It should. There you go. That's them. There, like a glove there.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're joking.
That's going to be too long, isn't it?
Nah, boy.
You reckon, dear? Nope.
Well, it's not its end yet, has it?
It ends, you mean bottomed out?
Yeah.
You knew what I meant. That one will though, won't it?
What's that?
Jim taking steering wheel off, isn't it? That's the one for there, isn't it? Looks like it's lined up though.
Let's have a look.
Is that the one or
There's
what?
nothing there.
There is.
There's definitely not.
There is, mate. I've seen it. Like a glove.
Well, it's gone a bit tight, but it has got it.
Yeah, only because tank on tight, what, does it? Proper jobby that, isn't it, boss?
That's how we do it around here.
Right. That's that, that's that. Could do we get a couple of bottom bolts in if we're lifting it on.
Do you know what I've just thought?
Go on.
You know I'm going to sound daft because I always do, but that gearbox at a right angle when it's straight.
What do you mean?
Oh no, it's not too bad. Because the engine's at 11 o'clock.
It's supposed to be like that.
Right.
In a Honda, go and have a look.
I know about Hondas.
You know about them, do you?
Yeah.
You know how to break them.
Mine don't sit at... Oh, yeah, it does actually.
Sits
yeah,
back.
It sits back, yeah, it does.
Some's flat, some's level.
Why have they built it like it's weird, isn't it? You would have it just straight, wouldn't you?
Tell me why they didn't point it straight up. Why they lent it back.
Exhaust.
No. What's good about a car handling and not? All right.
Weights into
right. Let me tell you this. I've had loads of C20 Corsas. There's not one of them's handled any good. Tell me why.
It's not pivoting in, is it? Is that what you mean? Like, so the weights...
Because when you put an engine in them, they sat well in front of struts.
So that balances the...
So on this,
what you think?
they've lent it back to keep the weight level with struts.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So engine's not hung right forward.
Yeah,
On an angle to keep the weight back. Right. Scabby old starter, I'll just use it for mocking up. We'll put a new one on it, don't we? But, you see that there, look? Got to cut that box out around there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not fitting straight in, is it?
No. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll trim out, cut that out round that into that in it.
Yeah.
So it wants 10mm cutting out there. Right, so as you can see, engine and gearbox are now together. Huh?
Yeah.
Ronda and Porsche. It didn't fit, but it does now. So next up, we've got a big old job. Plan is we're going to pull all the panels off, all the plastics, everything out of the way that we don't need, just so it's easy accessible for everything. Start pulling, in fact, to be fair, I'll probably pull the rear framework out first and offer it in and see how far or how near we are.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So plan of action, we're going to pull this bottom frame out because it does actually unbolt. They are all in loose. Shafts out. I'm going to offer the engine in, see where we want to go regarding shafts to cups on the Porsche gearbox. Try and keep the shafts as level as we can. Offer it in, look at room, space, and then it's a case of we're going to strip the rest of the buggy, all the panel work off, seats out, all the stuff out that we don't need, meaning original wiring loom that run the previous engine, original gear cable setup and shifter, heater hoses, or heater tubes should I say, that run up to the front we are going to use, so we're going to leave them in. We're going to use the original buggy radiator, because it's huge to be fair, it's bigger than a Civic one, and we're going to use all that fan system off the buggy. We're going to leave that alone and then just wire that into the on data. So yeah, we're going to get on with pulling up framework out now.
Can we bounce this across a bit?
You're not bouncing that anyway.
Yeah.
Go on then.
It's pretty heavy actually, isn't it? You know what, I thought I had it, you know when I first felt it lift, I thought, yeah.
No, you seen preload off at suspension. Proper job with that SVR boot mat.
Nah, it's heavier than what you think, that.
Right, so that's them out. So my plan is bars, we need a box for all these bolts, because with this being American, they're all fine thread lock.
I'll get some box now.
So they're not standard bolts. This being a Arctic Wildcat, sorry my mind went blank then. Arctic Wildcat, it is an American. They are big in America. They're not really seen much over here. It's more Polaris's and Can-Ams. We're in America, these are actually quite big. What we got, boss?
Some boxes.
We got an hammer?
Do we have?
Copper one would be nice, wouldn't it?
Copper. Why copper? steel.
That's not copper.
No, it's steel.
Just wanted that bolt out there, didn't I? Nut, sorry. Is this so we don't lose all nuts and bolts, yeah?
Yes, but nah, it's clever this, because if I look at, where's that bolt you just had?
What about all?
It's not falling out, is it?
No, but rest on them will. Out panels. M6s.
I'll get a little bag and we'll put them in a bag.
Need at least 8 inch, really. Look, from there. That's going to be in the way.
There's no possible way we can make it without having to.
I'll alter it, bro.
I mean, that Lamborghini, you had to chop quite a bit out of that, didn't you?
All this, as I was saying, this will all come out. That's the original angle sensor. So if the buggy rolled, it'll turn it off. I might actually use that, to be fair. Just for, not that we're going to, but if it ends up on its roof, it'll turn it off so we don't get no oil starvation, eh?
Yeah, we don't want that, because I'm used to them K20s and oil starvation, aren't I?
So I might actually use that, but that's the original starter relay. You don't need that. The starter motor on the K20's got that built in, so we will get rid of that. There's a lot of wiring here we're going to get rid of, to be fair. We're going to narrow it all down, so basically up back here we've only got tail light wiring. Yeah. Got strip all panels out of it now, haven't we, boss?
Yep. Strip it down to basically nothing.
Bare minimum. Everything out way. There's always one. These panels hold on with numerous T25 Torx keys. That side they all come out, no problem. This side, all but one. So I'm gonna have to drill that last one out, which is there, look, head's been rounded off, so you're not undo. So that's one of my drill bits to hide. I've got a drawer in my toolbox at back. It's where I hide all good drill bits, because if I don't, what our dinghy does is he drills through a piece of 5mm steel. I mean, if I were drilling it on floor, I'd have a block of wood under it, so we drill wood after. Dinghy down, he drills straight into concrete and then chucks it on side. And then when I come to use it, I might as well try and drill through it with a spoon. So that one there, that's a good one. That's one he hasn't had hold of. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill the head off and then I'll take the rest of it out after. Like that. That's the head off. One last Torx in there, and then I can get to the other side of that rounded off Torx self driller. And then I'll wind that out from the back. Like that. Wants a bit of WD-40 on it, but it is going. As you can see, it's loose in there. That'll wind all the way out now. Wind that all the way through, and then clip will go again. Just need how it did look. That's how you plan for them all to come out. That's how you want them to come out in it, but it never always works that way. There'll be many like that on this buggy. Just through the fact of it's been an off-road buggy, so it's always been covered in dirt and road salt and everything. When you wash them, you never get it all clean. So then when all the mud and everything sits in the back of the clip, it seizes up, you come to undo it, it rounds the head off. Nice. So, I mean, we've stripped the back end panels off. I'm gonna get bars now, seats out in it.
Seats, no problem. 2 seconds, yeah.
Try and get this panel out, seats out, this panel out. This panel's not much holding it in no more. Centre console out. We're going to take centre console out because we've got to take the original gear selector unit out because we're going to run the Porsche selector unit and cables. You reckon?
Yeah, that's the one, mate. How do you, you showed me yesterday. In fact, did you? What? Where's the lever?
It's quick release.
Yeah, I know it is. Not for me, it's not.
Well, if no else, we're making a mess today, boss, aren't we? Getting a bit of progress done, but we're making a lot of mess.
Always make a lot of mess here, don't we?
Get them out then.
I've tried. Where's the lever? Or is it under here?
It's in there. There. If it's like driver's seat, I'm only assuming it's like driver's seat. Let's have a look. Can't get past barrel, can we?
No, of course you can't.
No, it's not like driver's seat.
That's all right then, because I'm thinking I'm a right donut there.
That one clips out, this one doesn't seem to. Probably bolted in, isn't it?
Bolted in, yeah. What a shame.
Torch.
And I tell you what, some flammable liquid right under the passenger seat, that's not good, that, is it?
Where's that go?
It's on two things there, look, 2 prods.
Prods?
Pull it.
Is that what you call it, a prod? You don't just pull it. It's bolted, mate. This one's easy. That one clips in. Could stay here, look. No wonder how it comes undone, is it? Do you know the first issue I can see now? Alternator belt. Alternator sits here, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it
and that pulley.
sticks out.
So there's an inch to allow for that.